The Brothers Karamazov, Book 11, and Chapter 2. Alyosha leaves Grushenka's house at the end of Chapter 1 because he has business, and the first stop on his business tour is to go see his former, I guess, almost betrothed, his former almost fiancé, Lise. But this chapter, we're not going to meet Lise because whenever you go to speak with Lise, you've got old Madame Holokov to contend with, and of course she comes out front and center, and Alyosha just basically gives up and knows that he's going to have to do battle with her, because if he circumvents her, she's just going to be all over he and Lise. So he might as well, kind of like ripping a Band-Aid off quickly, he might as well just get this laborious, terrible conversation with old Madame Holokov over as soon as possible. So she brings him up to speed, but as she's doing that, of course, the narrator is bringing all of us readers up to speed about, now we know that what's been going on at Dmitri's cell and in Grushenka's life. Now we need to know what's been going on with Madame Holokov and Lise and the rest. So Madame Holokov brings Alyosha up to speed what's been going on the past 2 months. Well, evidently, Madame Holokov has been involved in somewhat of a love triangle, because that nasty old Rakitin, I guess he's not spending all of his time poisoning Kolya's mind. He's not spending all of his time putting fool notion into Dmitri's head in his cell. He's also coming and visiting Madame Holokov, and it seems like he has romantic interest toward this middle-aged widow. However, Rakitin isn't the only one with interest in this middle-aged widow. Also, the officer we met, Perhotin, who is the one, you'll remember, who helped Dmitri wash the blood off his hands, and he sold Dmitri the pistols to fund his carriage ride, his initial carriage ride. And so these two men, who are both younger, both have designs at Madame Holokov, and in an episode of comedic relief, Madame Holokov even reads poetry that Rakitin has written about her swollen feet, and she compares him to Pushkin, and it's really it's a weird scene there in that love triangle. But then Madame Holokov, as she's always, a little bit too dramatic, a little bit too loud, and always bent in on herself, she has Alyosha read the newspaper article, and a normal person would have a newspaper article maybe in a dresser or out on a table. She has it under her pillow, and the newspaper article is from a publication called Gossip. So like you see when you're checking out at the grocery store, there's these gossip magazines, and so that's the kind of news Madame Holokov reads. And so evidently the murder of Fyodor has been national news. So we're never given the reason in this novel why it's become national news, but it has. And her news source is a paper called Gossip, and as Alyosha reads the article that sort of implicitly mentions Madame Holokov, it's evident that they have the story completely backwards and wrong, and that Madame Holokov propositioned Dmitri romantically, and they've got all sorts of details wrong, as do all the other stories. And this is, of course, a comedic but still real way for Dostoevsky to poke fun at the fake news, the liberal media, how they don't get the story exactly right, and that this is the truth, that these young intellectuals, that these neoliberals, that these new socialists, that their spin on these news stories aren't the most accurate forms of information. So you see, there's really nothing new under the sun. These same types of fake news claims have been made by people well before our day. Then Madame Holokov says something interesting when she gives her take on the crime. She, of course, believes that Dmitri is this wild beast of a man who did, in fact, kill his father. Alyosha says, wait, you're making the assumption there that he is a patricidal person. You're just assuming, because you read it in the papers, you're just assuming he did it. And Madame Holokov says, well, it was an aberration. And so she goes on to talk about what an aberration is, and she says, Lise is an aberration, this person's an aberration, that person's an aberration. And what I think Dostoevsky is doing is Madame Holokov is the exact inverse, the exact opposite of Zosima's moral teaching. What were Zosima's moral teaching? Well, that we all are guilty, that we're all morally responsible for everyone else's actions and guilt. And so therefore, there's a humility in that. We're not better than anyone, and any horrific crime, any horrific moral transgression that anyone commits is partly our fault. Madame Holokov turns that absolutely inside out and upside down and backwards with her theology, her ethic, her morality of aberration, which is basically, well, that wasn't really part of their character, so it's okay. So this is not in Dmitri's character. Heck, I would let him out of prison and invite him to a party at my own house tonight, she says. And Lise is an aberration. Everyone's an aberration. And so Madame Holokov doesn't even believe the guilty person is guilty. They might have done the thing. They might have clearly done the thing, but because of aberration, they are not guilty of things that they themselves have done. So, in other words, with Madame Holokov, there is no guilt whatsoever. You just write the word aberration over your crime, and the other complete opposite side of the spectrum is Zosima, where if my fellow man or woman commits a heinous moral act, then I write my name on top of it. So Zosima is all guilt, and Holokov is all innocence on account of these aberrations. And then to continue on the theme, one more thing, continue on a storyline that is hinted at in Chapter 1 of Book 11, now is hinted at in Chapter 2 of Book 11. She also mentions to Alyosha that Yvonne has visited Lise. So what in the world could Yvonne be up to? Visiting Dmitri, having that kept a secret, that Grushenka doesn't know the content of their meeting, and Alyosha doesn't even know that they're meeting in Chapter 1. And now in Chapter 2, what could Yvonne have to say to Lise that is not for Alyosha's ear? So Yvonne pops up again as a mysterious visitor to someone.